Hello and welcome back to our channel. In today's video we will be bringing you to the health effects of quarantine on gamers and streamers. As new COVID-19 cases around the world continue to rise, many of us are requested to stay at home in self-quarantine. And as this becomes the new normal for most of the countries, many of our friends on social media are mastering cooking or baking, catching up with a lot of movies on Netflix, reading the dusty books on their shelves, and doing a whole lot of myriad household tasks. Some, if not most, are actually just sitting or lying there playing online games or streaming movies and show seasons. How about you? Have you been playing games so much? Or do you enjoy streaming more than usual? How have these activities affected your health during this quarantine? What may seem to be fun during home quarantine is being able to have a lot of options on what to do. You might have a checklist with you right now, and slowly have it ticked from time to time until the pandemic ends and gets back to normal. Gaming, for example, is maybe one of your priority to-dos since you have been keeping busy with work or school-related matters before the home quarantine. Yes, you can make it a hobby during quarantine, but let's not forget that gaming addiction may be another factor you need to reconsider. On the other hand, streaming platforms are widely accessible online with different ranges to offer. But is it worth it? Maybe so, but maybe not. Because now that we have all the time for ourselves to manage while only staying at home during this COVID-19 pandemic, we can resort to a lot of games and streaming available online. This may also be another way to distract ourselves from the crisis and the horror this virus is bringing to our community. But as much as productivity and health are concerned, too much gaming and streaming may also bring us to a whole lot of health crisis you may never notice during the entire quarantine. First off, what does gaming and streaming impose on our health during this quarantine? Staying at home for a long period, especially now during quarantine, can be challenging in terms of remaining physically active. As sedentary activities like gaming can have negative effects on our health and well-being, the physical consequences of gaming may include wrist, neck and elbow pain, sleep disorders, and for long-term, may lead to obesity, weakness, and numbness of hands. Yes, gaming is a very fun activity to do while staying at home, however, too much of it can impose greater risk also to other aspects in our health, like its damaging effect to our eyes when prolonged exposure. When we play games, we unintentionally blink as little as possible. You may not notice this until it has led to dry eyes, a headache, sensitivity to light, and the likes. Gaming addiction is also another factor. The World Health Organization, or the WHO, included gaming disorder in the 11th International Classification of Diseases, or ICD-11. The ICD serves as a basis in identifying health trends and as a guide to help health professionals address the particular condition, for example, as is gaming addiction. Another sedentary activity that can put risk to our physical health is streaming. The peril I am saying is the tendency to binge watch. Admit it, simply watching anything at the luxury of your home is more doable than other matters. And although this may sound splendid to some heavy streamers, it's a bit worrying for health experts who have known and studied its consequences. One of its downside includes time management and loss of time to streamers. Since there are a lot of streaming service providers across any country that take ample screen time, streamers have the inclination that instead of doing fitness and chores at home, they would rather continue streaming more and more. Out from the context of binge watching, few studies revealed its upshots. Most common is poor sleep quality, lethargy, and insomnia symptoms. It was also said to be linked to poor lifestyle choices when it comes to eating, having unhealthy meals or snacks, and, yes, the sedentary behavior it possesses. In turn, the possibility of weight gain and obesity is linked to poor eating habits is expected. Accordingly, even 2 hours spent watching television has 23% chance of flattering obesity and increased risk of having type 2 diabetes and heart disease. The American Heart Association also supported these findings and also discovered that premature mortality likewise results from binge watching. Also, sleep deprivation alone has been associated with other health risks according to some clinical psychologists, such as depression and memory shortfalls. But don't worry, because, as gaming and streaming is considered a well-loved source of recreation during quarantine, and while social distancing is still in effect in our community, it is very easy to pinpoint why doing so much of it can cause bad effects, especially to our well-being, without having to consider that there are also its positive ones. Yes, you heard it right. What could be the gaming's effect on us, and the reason why some are just getting addicted to it, is because we become better at problem solving. Each level in the games poses problems and obstacles that we need to solve to level up the gaming. Playing video games also needs an exceptional hand and eye movement or motor skills. Also, critical thinking, concentration, and goal-setting abilities are enhanced further, while for streaming, researchers acknowledge the interesting positive effects of binge watching, and that is entertainment. Streamers get the feeling of having company when feeling lonely and may help people recover after a long, tiring day of work, or from the instance of quarantine scares that bringing to us today. Now that this coronavirus pandemic crisis is concerned, we must also bear in mind that sharing our achievements during this pandemic to our friends from any social media platforms, or doing workouts, or even practicing every single TikTok video, is no good for our mental health. Let this crisis serve with a perspective to look back on how wonderful it is to live, and to be at peace with our surroundings. You may be indulging and enjoying yourself to gaming or streaming during this quarantine time, but never forget to be as healthy as possible while only staying at home. Because we care about you and the community during this quarantine, don't forget to share this with your family, friends and other gamers, or streamers as well. Subscribe to us and hit that like button if you love our video. Now, let's start. Attention gamers, if your game is leveling up to this point, that's fine, at least level up your activity also while on quarantine. In what ways can you look after your health but still enjoy gaming or streaming? Stay tuned and watch out for these tips from us. First off, the World Health Organization recommends 150 minutes of moderately intense exercise, or at least 75 minutes of vigorous physical activity, while we are living in the comforts of our home, keeping safe. These exercises do not necessarily need any special workout equipment, or you can just make use of your resources available at home and in your own space. Or you may also opt to follow workout sessions that are readily available online. Just make sure to know your limitations if you are a beginner at working out. If you still can't do moderate or intense exercises, don't worry. You can take short bouts of any physical activities. Who knows, this may be a time for you to do some household chores or start tickling, little by little, your checklist you are keeping with you. Is one item in your checklist or wanting to do about gardening, for example? You can start now. This gardening item does not only keep you from being active, but it can also be another excellent chance to grow your healthy foods while staying at home. You can stand or walk even in small spaces of your home to reduce your sedentary time. Always aim to interrupt your sitting or lying time, ideally every 30 minutes. This means you can stretch out a little, include your joints and muscles to allow your blood to flow smoothly, especially after long hours of gaming. You may set up a standing desk or high tables to continue working or gaming without compromising your posture. Help your mind by making sure to relax and meditate in between. Take deep breaths to help you remain calm and gain a good start in what you are doing. This can also be a good time to relax your eyes for a while from getting hooked up on screen time. Speaking of taking a break, let's take this time also to thank you for keeping up with us here. Don't hesitate to comment down below for your thoughts, and while you're here, please like, subscribe and turn that notification bell on for more updates. Thank you and look out for more. Secondly, now that we are halfway through this, let us not forget that our optimal health can only get more exciting when it is accompanied by eating healthy and staying hydrated. The WHO also recommends taking your water instead of any sweet beverages or alcoholic drinks. Take your meals at the right time, have healthy snacks beside you like fruits or nuts, and limit intake of salt, sugar, and fat. Remember, too much of anything is bad. Take everything in moderation. Gaming or streaming can always bring us joy and distraction, specifically from the crisis that the entire world is facing today. While it is good that we are having fun at our respective home and being a responsible citizen by contributing to the minimization of COVID-19 cases worldwide, keep in mind to watch out for your health and remain active always, to fight the virus. Whether you are a gamer or know of one, or prefer the leisure of streaming, let's not forget when it comes to our health, we only have one lifeline at play, and we produce our only reality show individually. Therefore, why not have the most fun lived and amazing life with the best health? If you like this video, give us a thumbs up and share this with your family and friends. Turn on notifications and be the first to know when another video is up. Thanks again, and see you in the next video.